Hi Stanley, just getting back to you about your swing analysis from the weekend. Yeah, if we just have a look at this swing, we'll look at the impact position, which looks quite solid for a through impact, and the follow through. Yeah, you got the good extension and weight shift going through. So when you look at it from the front, it actually looks quite a solid golf swing with a good impact position. But the problem you have when you look at it from behind view, and this is something that is very important, especially with your longer clubs, is we're going to have a look a bit at your swing plane today. So if we have a look what happens as your club goes back, on the way back, you'll notice that the shaft goes back on a very flat swing plane. Okay, then when it gets to the top, it crosses the line. The club face is also in a very closed position, and if we look at the path of the club on the way down, you'll notice that it comes in on a very steep angle this way as well. So the path of the club is changing during the swing. Now the reason why this happens, and it's a very common problem with most golfers, is the way the arms function. So if you have a look at the way you take the club away, this is what we call rolling of the arms. So you'll notice that the arms actually roll and the club moves away too far behind you. So this will get the club going back on a very flat angle. You'll also notice the club face is quite closed at this point in time. So when something's flat on the way back, it needs to come down, steeper to be able to hit the ball. So if you look at the path on the way down, you actually get it back, onto the line of the ball, but this position is too steep. So it's probably okay with your shorter clubs, but when you get up to drivers and long irons and fairway woods, you're going to have a lot of trouble hitting the ball from that position. So if we look at what causes it to go wrong, it basically comes from where you start. So if you look at your arms and the shaft angle there, it doesn't look too bad, possibly a little bit too far forward, but if you watch the first move that you do at the start, you notice your arms are tightening up and your hands will actually push forward, so you're decreasing the loft of the club, and you're also adding too much angle onto the shaft there. Because the arms are locked, they can't fold properly, so they will roll instead. So what this does, it also causes your body to turn the wrong way. You'll notice the shoulders will start to turn the wrong way, and you'll get very wide through this position here. So this will take the club, this is what makes the club, you can see your arms rolling, and your arms are too stiff and they can't actually fold properly. So we'll just show you a swing model and see if we can see some differences. So this swing on the right is Rodney Pampling. He plays on the US PGA Tour. This video was from when he won the Australian Masters last year, so it was when he was swinging the club quite well. So the first thing you'll notice with the setup positions from behind are the way the arms are. So these arms are very stiff and very straight. So Rodney's arms have got a little bit of bend in them to start with. So this will help the arms to fold the right way. So if you watch what happens when he takes the club back, you'll see that this arm can just fold up next to his body, and his arms can go back more in this way. This will keep the club more on the outside rather than the inside. So as your arms are too stiff, you'll see that they can't fold and they roll instead. So when you look at your arms here, they still look really stiff through this position. That causes the club to get in too far behind you. Excuse me. So then from there, like I said, it gets in a flat position there, where Rodney's club can go more up on the right plane. You'll notice this will be heading back up on the correct path. This one is going back on a very flat angle. Okay, so the positions at the top will also be different. Rodney's club can point down the line of the target, where yours, Stanley, will point across the line. The club faces will also look different. And then on the way down, excuse me, Rodney's club can come back down onto that same plane that it went back up on. Okay, now because yours is in the wrong position there, it's going to have to come back down on a different path. Even though that's pointing at the ball, you'll notice the position of your shaft here. It's quite close to your neck. And Rodney's is, you got a lot of it's in a lot flatter angle. So this one will give more of a sweeping shot, whereas your one will come down more on a steeper angle, which will make it quite hard with your longer clubs. Yeah, so from the front you can see some differences, particularly in the shaft angle and the position of the hands. Rodney's hands are a little bit further back into the middle. Yours have pushed too far forward, which will make your arms appear to be twisting in the wrong way. So this is why they can't fold properly and why they roll instead. So Rodney's arms will just have a little bit more bend in them, look more like that. So this will make the club move in a different position. So this one will actually get quite wide and tilt your shoulders the wrong way. And Rodney's arms can just fold. So the shoulders can now move on a flatter angle. You'll notice that they're not so wide as well, and you'll notice how this arm can just tuck in next to his body, where yours will straighten out that way too much. So that's also going to have an effect on your body angles at the top of the swing. So when you get to the top there, your body will actually look a little bit tilted. Okay, so Rodney's body, the top can have the correct body shape, which is going to give him much easier path down to the ball. You'll also notice how these legs will look a lot different as well to these. So it's not a hard one to fix. I think the way to fix it is to get the arms right, and that will enable the shaft to go up on the correct plane, and that will give you a much better path down on the way down. I hope this helps, Stanley. See you around.